And therefore, I must maybe define myself. You should know that I am Jewish. Maybe you don't know it. But to me, to be Jewish is what? It's not exclusive. It's an opening. It is really as when the conductor here conducts his orchestra. He offers the person to sing or to play a certain part, a certain tune. And I offer my memory to you. You should know something about what is there inside. But when I say that the Jew, the more Jewish he or she is, and the more universal is the message, I say that anyone else could say the same thing, whether as Protestant, Unitarian, Catholic, Buddhist, or even agnostic. We must be before we give. We must shield and protect the identity, the inner identity that we have and that makes us who we are. Now, a story. A man is lost in the forest, and he tries to find the exit and cannot. It takes him hours, a night, a day, and he's still lost in the forest. On the third day, he notices that someone else is in the forest. He runs to him, and he says, I'm so glad to meet you. Show me the way out. And he said, I am like you. I am lost in the forest. One thing I can tell you, you see that road there, don't go there. I just come from there. I belong to a generation that tells you that. When you now will start your life, and you will of course enter a lot of roads, a lot of cities, maybe new universities, remember, there is something that you must remember. Don't go where I come from. The 20th century was one of the worst centuries in the history of humankind. Why? Because it was dominated by two fanaticisms. Political fanaticism, capital Moscow. Racist fanaticism, capital Berlin. And therefore, it has caused, that century has caused more deaths than any time before. What do we know now? A new threat is hanging upon us, and the name is fanaticism. We must do whatever we can to, first of all, unmask, second, to denounce, and of course, to oppose fanaticism wherever it is. What is fanaticism? Perversion. You can take a beautiful idea, like religion in the Middle Ages, but fanaticism can turn it into something which is anti-human, because a group of human beings decide that they know who is worthy of life, who is worthy of redemption. And today, fanaticism has reached even a lower point in its development. The fanatic who becomes a suicide murderer. That is a kind of atom bomb. The suicide murderer who becomes himself, in some cases herself, a weapon. They do not want simply to die. For that, they could simply jump into the ocean or under a bus. They want to kill innocent people, mainly, including children. And therefore, that is an option that you must resist in your own life. What else have we learned? That we are not alone in this world. God alone is alone. Human beings are not. We are here to be together with others. And I insist on the others. Which means, in some places, in some groups, They are suspicious of the other. Don't. I see the otherness of the other, which appeals to me. In fact, it is the otherness of the other that makes me who I am. I have always to learn from the other. And the other is to me not an enemy, but a companion, an ally, and of course, in some cases of grace, a friend. So the other is never to be rejected and surely not humiliated. What else? I quoted the Bible, I continue because after all, that is my study, that's my upbringing. The greatest commandment to me in the Bible is not the 10 Commandments. First of all, it's too difficult to observe. Second, we all pretend to observe. My commandment is, thou shalt not stand idly by. Which means when you witness an injustice, don't stand idly by. When you hear of a person or a group being persecuted, do not stand idly by. When there is something wrong with the community around you or far away, do not stand idly by. You must intervene, you must interfere, and that is actually the motto of human rights. Human rights has become a kind of secular religion today, and I applaud it, I'm part of it. And therefore, wherever something happens, I try to be there as a witness. I want you to know, with all that I have gone through in life, I still have faith in humanity. I still have faith in the humanity of people. I have faith in language, although language was perverted by the enemy. I have faith in God, although I quarrel with him a lot of time. I don't know whether he feels upset or not, but I do. Why? Because I don't want to break the chain that links me to my parents and grandparents and theirs and theirs and theirs. And furthermore, I believe that a human being is any human being, of any community, any origin, any color. A human being is eternal. Any human being is a challenge. Any human being is worthy of my attention, of my love occasionally. And therefore, I say it to you, when you are now going into a world which is haunted, obsessed with so much violence, often so much despair. When you enter this world and you say the world is not good today, good, correct it.